One more hug for Nutmeg by Caroline Jayne Church. So, one more hug for Nutmeg. Nutmeg being the little mouse. Time for bed. Nutmeg called Mummy. Time for bed. Nutmeg called Mummy. And there we can see Nutmeg is happily playing with her dolly Molly. She's going to get her dressed, put her shoes on, her trousers, her top, and Mummy's saying, time for bed. Nutmeg called Molly. There's her box with all her toys. There's a crayon, a ball, a scarf. So that's a very good little mouse. Nutmeg put away her toys. So Nutmeg put away her toys, washed her whiskers, washed her whiskers. There you see, she's washing her whiskers before bed. You've got a brush. So what do you think she's going to do next? Brushed her teeth and pulled on her pyjamas. She brushed her teeth. You can see she's stroking between the teeth up and down, not just backwards and forwards, but up and down between the teeth to clean the gaps. That's why she's got such white teeth. And pulled on her pyjamas. There you see, pulling on her pyjamas. She's left a brush up in the air to dry, so any bacteria get killed off. And there you see, Mummy is reading her a bedtime story, and that's her little lantern with a candle there. So reading by candlelight. As the little mouse snuggled under the covers, Mummy read Nutmeg her favourite bedtime story until Nutmeg looked very sleepy. So as the little mouse snuggled under the covers, Mummy read Nutmeg her favourite bedtime story until Nutmeg looked very sleepy. Night, night, Nutmeg, Mummy whispered, giving her a bedtime kiss and a hug. Wasn't that nice of Mummy? Night, night, Nutmeg, Mummy whispered, giving her a bedtime kiss and a hug. She didn't want to wake her up, that's why she whispered. There's Mummy taking away the lantern with the candle by which she read the book. Night, night, Mummy, said Nutmeg, as Mummy took out the lantern. Night, night, Mummy, said Nutmeg, as Mummy took out the lantern. Nutmeg tried to sleep, but without the lantern her room felt dark, and she felt lonely. So Nutmeg tried to sleep, but without the lantern her room felt dark, and she felt lonely. Mummy, Mum, she called. Mum, she called. Just one more thing, please. May I have Molly Mouse to keep me company? Just one more thing, please. May I have Molly Mouse to keep me company? She caught Mum just before Mum left the room. So Mummy fetched Molly Mouse. So Mummy fetched Molly Mouse and gave Nutmeg one more hug. Good night. So Mummy fetched Molly Mouse and gave Nutmeg one more hug. Good night. There you can see she's got Molly to keep her company. Do you think she'll fall asleep? Let's see. But Nutmeg still couldn't sleep. Now she was thirsty. But Nutmeg still couldn't sleep. Now she was thirsty. Mum, she called. Just one more thing. Mum, she called. Just one more thing, please. Could I have a drink and another blanket to keep me warm. Please, could I have a drink and another blanket to keep me warm? So Mummy gave Nutmeg a cup of warm milk and a cosy blanket and one more hug. Good night. So Mummy gave Nutmeg a cup of warm milk and a cosy blanket and one more hug. Good night. An extra blanket and a drink made Nutmeg feel lovely and warm, but then she heard a strange noise. "Mum," she called, "just one more thing. I need my woolly hat to cover my ears." The extra blanket and drink made Nutmeg feel lovely and warm, but then she heard a strange noise. "Mum," she called, "just one more thing. I need my woolly hat to cover my ears." So Mummy brought Nutmeg's hat and gently tucked it round her ears and gave her one more hug. So Mummy brought Nutmeg's hat and gently tucked it around her ears and gave her one more hug and blew her one more kiss as she closed the door and blew her one more kiss as she closed the door. Nutmeg now had Molly Mouse, her dolly, a drink, another blanket, and a woolly hat. But she still she could not sleep. Nutmeg now had Molly Mouse a drink, another blanket, and a woolly hat, but still she could not sleep. What was missing? Wondered Nutmeg. And then she realized. Mum, called Nutmeg, just one more thing. All I need now to get me off to sleep is one more hug. What was missing? Wondered Nutmeg, and then she realized. Mum, called Nutmeg, just one more thing. All I need now to get me off to sleep is one more hug. So Mummy gave her little Nutmeg one last great big hug. So Mummy gave her little Nutmeg one last great big hug. There you see Mummy giving her a nice long hug. Loving Mummy. And what do we see? She's still got her eyes open. Mummy's eyes are closed. And just one last thing, I promise, whispered Nutmeg. And just one last thing, I promise, whispered Nutmeg. But Mummy was already fast asleep. But Mummy was already fast asleep. There you can see Mum cuddled up to baby. She's so tired after the day, and Mum's gone to sleep. So, sweet dreams, night night. Comments on the book: a real delight from Angels and Urchins. A real delight from Angels and Urchins. Little Nutmeg just can't get to sleep. Little Nutmeg just can't get to sleep. Perhaps she needs just one more drink or one more blanket. little Nutmeg just can't get to sleep. Perhaps she needs just one more drink or one more blanket. Settle your little ones down and share this sweet and reassuring bedtime book with a familiar nighttime theme. Settle your little ones down and share this sweet and reassuring bedtime book with a familiar nighttime theme. Thank you. Good night.